Hey guys, welcome to Get Busy Watching. I'm your host, Honest Dan. Let's talk movies. Whew, I am on a roll, keeping this train a-going. My previous two reviews of past stories involving the timeless Chinese heroine Mulan have guaranteed that I've talked enough about the general history. I had hoped to make time to see other adaptations, and thankfully I made that time. Thanks, quarantine! I knew it was unavoidable to rewatch the '98 animated flick as the upcoming live-action remake,
Kill Me Now,
is just around the corner. I wanted to check out real adaptations of the Mulan story, particularly the ones that were actually made in China, and the two that stuck out the most prominently, the 2009 Mulan Rise of a Warrior, check out my review, and this one. Going into this, I was intrigued, and quite cautious. Intrigued because this movie is considered to be the definitive Mulan story, if I haven't read the room wrong. At the very least, it's highly regarded. But I was cautious because I read that it was an opera. That is something I'm not used to sitting through. I don't do it often, I don't go out of my way to do it, and it's not on my to-do list of things to do before I die. I know.
You uncultured swine!
So, I had a feeling that I'd be switching it off before long. Hell, I was even talking to my best friend about it, and he made a comment that was like, I don't think you'll last 10 minutes, man. But no, I sat through it. I watched the entire thing. I'm quite proud of myself. But the question remains, is this the quintessential Mulan story? Or am I just too much of a product of my generation to fully appreciate it? This is my honest opinion of Lady General HUA Mulan. And don't worry, I plan to keep this reasonably shorter. HUA Mulan, played by Ivy Ling Po, has received news that barbarians have invaded and comes home to her family to learn that her sick father, played by Yang Chi-ching, has been drafted to fight in the army. Mulan naturally objects and begs her family to let her take his place, disguised as a man. She's naturally rejected, but hatches a plan of her own. Posing as a hopeful student to learn martial arts by her father, during the sparring match, Mulan's identity is accidentally revealed, but the family is convinced to let her go, as Mulan has proven to be a skilled fighter and proves to be a convincing male. She hides her identity, rises through the ranks, and eventually falls for the dashing General Li, played by Han Chin. Yeah, this was actually pretty good. I wouldn't consider it my favorite of the three Mulan movies that I've seen, but it's a lot better than I thought it would be, and is still better than Disney's animated one. Quick note, it should be stated that this is indeed a musical. The opera was a lot more palatable than what was going through my head. While I might have to see more adaptations of Mulan, I'm starting to get the sense that each adaptation might tell the story in a similar way, but each one is wildly different in tone and subject matter. The 2009 film was a heavy war epic, tackling truly harsh themes. This movie is a musical and has quite a bit of humor. It's lighthearted, has some solid comedy, and is almost closer to a romance film than a war film. Hell, there's only one scene that depicts battle, and it's pretty minimal. This is by no means docking the film. I'm just amused by the dramatically different interpretations. Unlike 2009's Mulan, this one takes its time in showing Mulan's home life, very similar to the '98 animated flick. Though I think I give credit to the other two movies, they removed Mulan's siblings. Actually, I'm noticing that each movie varies the size of her family. In '98's Disney, both of her parents are alive. In 2009, her mom's dead. How ironic, that's usually a Disney staple. Disney hates moms for some reason, but the gritty war film killed the mom. This one gave Mulan a big family. Mulan's got both her parents, a sister, and a younger brother. To make matters even more interesting, she doesn't hide the idea of dressing up as a man to replace her father. She outright suggests it. Sure, mom and dad aren't too keen on it, but one sparring match later, proving that she can fool anyone by dressing up as a man, and the family just straight up helps her. Yeah, they're all like, be careful, sweetie, but seriously.
wipe them out. All of them.
It's pretty funny. Not just because of the humor, but in that the other two versions made it out to be a big decision that Mulan makes, and gave it dramatic weight. Different, but kinda cool. I like this version. The only thing I'll say that I didn't agree with was the beginning, and how tonally confused it seemed to be. There's a bit where Mulan's father chats up with his brother, who sings about how the barbarians are looting, killing, and raping, but the song almost sounds too light for the subject matter that's way too dark for it. Maybe that's the operatic genre, I won't claim to know. Maybe my sheltered American ears can't distinguish the distress that's actually coming out of the man's tonal inflections, but it's pretty jarring to say the least. As for the music, like I said before, it's certainly not what I'm used to hearing. I acknowledge that Ivy Ling Poe has a beautiful voice. But yeah, I'm a product of my generation and culture. I lean toward rock, metal, and Two Steps from Hell. Heart of Courage forever, baby! Still, I kind of like the energy and charm that's given in each song. While we're on the subject, the acting is pretty solid and Ling Po steals the show. She's got such a warm and pleasant smile, but her warm and pleasantness has many shades. You see that fiery determination to join the army, the confidence in her abilities, standing up for women when her own brothers in arms talk down upon the fairer sex, and on rare occasions, she's kind of a dork, especially when General Lee is around, making for some surprisingly effective comedy. Fun fact, Ling Po and Han Chin fell in love for real and have been married since 1966. Nyah. I'm not exactly sure how much more of the movie I can talk about. It kind of hits all the beats you expect it to. At this point, it's just a matter of how they play with the material. And for me, I'm just doing a compare and contrast. It's hard for me to stay focused and just review this movie in a vacuum. I would say if you're a fan of musicals, definitely check this one out. If you're not a fan, but you're still kind of curious, give it a shot. You'd be surprised by how good it actually is. I acknowledge that this won't be everyone's cup of tea. Hell, it's barely mine. But I do respect it. It has its charm. I did like it more than I thought I would, and I would rather that this have the spotlight rather than anything that Disney puts out. My honest rating for Lady General HUA Mulan, a 4 out of 5. Thanks so much for watching, you guys. I really appreciate it. Have a great day. Stay safe and healthy out there. Hope to see you soon.